Hello, my name is Michelle Keane from Knocknagoshel in County Kerry, and I'm running as an independent candidate in the Castle Island electoral area in the upcoming Kerry County Council local elections in June. And I'm asking you to vote number 1 for me, Michelle Keane. Kerry Radio rocks. In light of my recent exposure of the Irish financial institutions operating within the shadow Irish banking systems cartel in Ireland, I was delighted now that Radio Kerry has picked up on my story and has now reported that almost 50% increase in complaints from the Kerry people made to Financial Services and Pensions Ombudsman last year. Last year, it received 115 complaints from Kerry, which is up from 77 in 2022. Liam Slyan of the Financial Services and Pensions Ombudsman told Radio Kerry that this figure of 77 complaints was a higher increase than any other part of the rest of the country, and he would now have to look at the cause for reflection for everybody involved in the sector. And providers now, he said, need to look at what they can now do to reduce their number of complaints and try and resolve these complaints with a solution before coming to them. Look, lads, this is only the start of exposing this Irish shadow banking cartel system that's now operating in Ireland. Everything I said is true, and not one bit defamatory about what these financial institutions operating within this shadow cartel of Irish banking system did to me as a divorced mother is true, and I have the paperwork and the court orders to back me up on these. This, in my opinion, is only the start of exposing it, with a new independent government on the horizon and a new appointed Minister for Finance along with a Minister for Justice will put matters and manners on these financial institutions who operate within these Irish shadow banking cartels. Huge shout out now to Amber Galway in Radio Kerry for supporting us female budding politicians by covering the no-show Kerry County Council event on Wednesday last. Micheál Martin now, in my opinion, is coming under pressure as he is now trying to do a U-turn on his plans to remove the triple lock, which gives UN a veto over deployment of Irish Defence Forces. The move has been described as a fundamental shift in foreign policy and undermining to Irish neutrality. Last year, Micheál Martin told the Dáil that he had instructed officials in the Department of Defence to prepare legislative proposals without delay that would govern the future of overseas deployments of our defence forces. Look, he's now trying to backtrack and say that such legislation will then be brought to government and would be subsequently approved by the Dáil and the Senate. In my opinion, Micheál Martin couldn't lie straight in the bed for you, and anything now he thinks he can do to save Fianna Fáil from carnage in the upcoming general election, he will do. But Kerry people won't forget what Fianna Fáil have done to this county. And even when you think of what our own Minister for Education, Norma Foley, when she had to roll back in her reins when her department tried to install gender-neutral toilets in Gael Colashta in her own hometown, where a group of concerned parents and the Board of Management were at loggerheads over a decision to install gender-neutral toilets at the new school, and whereby a compromise had to be reached between the parents and the Board of Management, where toilets would be all male on the third floor, all female on the middle floor, and unisex on the bottom floor. The parents now of Gael Colashta won't forget what their own homegrown Minister Foley tried to do to them when she comes canvassing on their doors. In my opinion, Norma Foley has been the worst Minister for Education we have ever seen, and I myself have had first experience to vouch for that. Norma Foley, in my opinion, has done nothing for her own county, and canvassing for a yes vote on March the 8th might be the final blow to her political career when she comes knocking on your door for her vote. Kerry people don't forget too easily. I was delighted now to see that Breed Murphy, Special Advisor to former Taoiseach Leo Varadkar, is now following me on LinkedIn. And I wish Breed all the best now in her new career, now that Leo is no longer Taoiseach, after I calling for his resignation. Our Minister for Justice has finally listened to me on the undocumented, in my opinion, criminals of refugees that come here illegally seeking asylum has now U-turned and admitted on gripped media that those asylum seekers that come here to our country that don't need our protection, they should not be here and they should be returned back home to where they come from as soon as possible. We need Irish women and our children to be safe again, and we can no longer accept what happened to Aisling Murphy and to the woman in Sligo who was raped by a Pakistani man who came to Ireland and had previously sexually assaulted a woman in Britain and was granted asylum in Ireland and is now jailed for 10 years in the Central Criminal Court. We need to stop these, in my opinion, scumbags, the lowest of low criminals, from being allowed to come in and assault and rape our beautiful women in our beautiful country. Look, lads, I'm neither far left or far right. I'm a straight talker, and I'm saying what 70% of the Irish people are thinking. No one wants these criminals and rapists in our island. We need strong now female independence in government now to make change, and we need the backing and support of our great Irish men who supported us in thousands on March the 8th to drain the swamp and make Kerry and the great people of the Castle Island electoral area great again. We need this cobbled together cartel of an Irish government, including Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin, Labour, the Greens, the Healy-Rae dynasty, the People Before Profit, the Social Democrats, and we need them all gone now, and a general election called. Look, lads, I know now I'm up against it, but if you elect me to Kerry County Council, I will be your voice in the kingdom and in local government and raise your issues and your concerns. I won't sit on the ditch and criticise. I will get shit done. Wishing each and every one of you the blessings of peace and goodwill on this Good Friday, as only God above has the bigger picture for us all. And I'm a firm believer in destiny, and without the bit of faith, one has nothing. I am keen on my county, and I'm asking you to vote number 1 for me. Gorav Mila Mahagat.